good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It's a special Friday news update, and I'm your host, Mike Bara in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks for being here. Just wanted to come in and catch you guys up on some stuff. Let me just do a little bit of housekeeping here. Over on the YouTube. And I think if you don't even get the super chats that people give you. It's like they just steal them. I don't know. Weird shit. All right. I got some news for you guys today. I thought I would come in and share that. But first of all, I wanted to get caught up on a few things. Jen didn't have a show yesterday because she had personal items, things to deal with. She had a lot of readings. Dave and I went and saw One Last Kiss, a Kiss tribute band last night down here at the Dive Bar in Vegas. It was really fun. It was super, super fun. Just really good. That's why I like to live in Vegas. Thanks for being here. All right. I'm going to get through some of the advertising while we wait for people to get notified and come in and join the show. And we'll start with MikeBara.blogspot.com. If you pop over to MikeBara.blogspot.com, you can get all the latest shows. Tell the Truth Wednesday with me and Jen from last Wednesday, a couple days ago. Today's special Friday news update is there. Lectures that I've done at various times in various places around the world. Links to my books, articles I've written back when writing was a thing, and analysis of like the Calvine UFO photo, fact or fiction, interviews with people in the UFO community like Marina Sarin, the lovely Marina Sarin. And just all the shows we do, Toxically Masculine Tuesday, stuff like that. So lots of cool things over there on MikeBara.blogspot.com. And I wanted to make a comment on this. Well, I'll do it in a second. Anyway, if you click on the videos there, it will pop you over to the Rumble side of the house, where you can pick up the show. Is it running on Rumble? Yeah, it's running. There it is. Where you can pick up the show and watch it over there. But one of the cool things on Rumble is we'd like you to join in our channel, follow our channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen. If you click on that, there's the channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen. It's got all of our shows. Just become a follower. And also, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to the videos, that would be really cool too. Or liking the videos would be really cool, because what that does is that gets it in front of more people so we can expand our audience. Although I'm hoping we're rapidly reaching the point I don't have to expand my audience because I don't care. Also, you can come in here and you can subscribe to the channel, hit the little red subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. And the result of that is that for a mere $5 a month, you can support the show. Jen and I appreciate that very much. If we had a few more subscribers, I think we've got 130 or something. We had a few more, we wouldn't need to do anything else. No more other advertising, anything like that. But thanks anyway. Or if you have a question for Jen or a question for me, or if you just want to be a nice person and support the show, you can hit this green $ sign button down here and Rumble Rant for pretty much any amount. Although it would be nice if more than $5, $5 or $10. But thank you for doing that kind of stuff. And we do appreciate it. Jen and I split all the revenue from this, and the super chats on the YouTube side of the house. Same thing, goes right to the same basic fund, and Jen and I split that stuff up, and it does help us on a month-to-month basis for sure. Also, if you wouldn't mind visiting our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com. Matt and Lucas have all kinds of awesome CBD-based products for your health. If you sit over to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, and type in the discount code ALIEN. No capital A, no S on the end. Not aliens, not aliens with a capital A. It's just ALIEN, lowercase. And you can pick up this week's specials for $25 or more. You get a free Guru's Choice of the Lotion 2000, which is great stuff for your skin. For 50 or more, you get 10 million Venezuelan Bolivar and 50,000 Dong. For 100 orders of 125 or more, you get 20 million, and you get Bolivar and Rupiah and 50,000 Dong, 20,000, yeah, so 25,000 Indonesian Rupiah. So And you pick up the great, awesome products. They've switched them around a little bit. They've got some coffees in there now. They've got the Delta 8 gummies, the CBD Gurus, the X-Freeze Pain Roll-On, and the Lotion 2000 are my two favorite things. The sleep gummies work wonderfully. They help you fall asleep if you have a hard time doing that, for you ladies out there, and all kinds of other gummies and cool products. Now, this is kind of important to support Matt and Lucas right now, if you can, and if the products work for you, which they do. Because Mitch McConnell just tried to kill the hemp industry. And it's really interesting, after President Trump advertised about the benefits of CBD and cannabinoids, he put it on his Truth Social about a month ago. If he signed this continuing resolution, I wonder, was he even aware that it basically kills Matt and Lucas's business? Mitch McConnell tried to kill the hemp industry. I'm sure the pharmaceutical companies paid him to do that. Slip that in there. Hopefully that gets repealed out of it and Mitch McConnell dies in prison. Also, please, if you don't mind, support our other wonderful sponsors over at MikeBaraPets.com, where you can get all kinds of mushroom-based supplements for your doggies, your kitties, your horsies, and for yourself. I've got Barkley on Mojos, Mush Puppies, Special Sauce, all kinds of cool stuff. I've got the Chill Doggies, which keep him calm when we're away. Like last night, Dave and I left the house, threw him a Mush Puppy or our Chill Doggy, calmed down right away. We were watching him on the video. He was doing good. The kitties, I've got them on the Sequoia Premium Cat Food mixed in with the Special Sauce. It seems to be really popular with the cats. Mush Ponies for large dogs and horses. And then you've got the Enforce line of products for human consumption. The Coriolis Versicolor, the Enforce Plus for immune system boosting, the Enforce Clarity for brain function, the Enforce Restore to support your organs, your blood sugar, your blood pressure, Enforce Shield for protection from viruses. Enforce also got the gummies for kids and younger folks. They got chocolates, they got coffee, they got starter packs. They've now got body balms and skin creams that are made with these wonderful mushroom products, and they have starter packs. Send the question, if you have any, to Diana at MikeBaraPets@gmail.com. The link is in the description for all this stuff. She is a certified pet nutritionist, and if you have an issue with your doggy, your kitty, or your horse, she can tell you which ones of these products, which ones will help them the most and get you on the right program for you and for your animals. And Diana is a personal experiencer of the incredible health benefits of the human products. Diana and Kristen, the mushroom ladies, they are the best, and they have had personal experience and all that stuff. Finally, head on over to the link in the description for the LifeWave line of awesome, unbelievable phototherapy patches. You've got the X39, which is the base patch, the X49, the booster patch. You can get a performance bundle. You can get the new Celergize products. I haven't tried those yet. The Eon patch for inflation. These are incredible, just little patches that you stick on your body for 12 hours a day. And the results are absolutely phenomenal. They are simply tuned to a specific frequency. They're little woven cotton patches woven with certain crystals in them, and they reflect back your body's own infrared energy, stimulating the creation of stem cells. And depending on the frequency of the patch, the type of the patch, it's going to create stem cells in certain parts of your body and to perform certain functions. The energy enhancer, I could use that. I'm a little down on energy because I'm a little bit hungover. There needs to be a hangover patch. Do we agree on that? But there needs to be a hangover patch. Also, I got amazing results, really good results so far with the Eon patch, which is the inflammation reduction, and the SP6, which is the hormone balancer, appetite suppressor. It seems to work fantastic. Like I said, I think I've told you this story. I lost 12 pounds in my first 3 months doing this on the SP6 with the X39, and no side effects whatsoever. And I didn't change a thing about how I ate. Not a thing. How much and what I ate. Nothing. And just 12 pounds just gone. And it wasn't water weight. So these guys are incredible. And again, link in the description for the folks over at LifeWave. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's get to the news. And again, if you want a super chat or rumble rant, by all means, go ahead. I will appreciate it for coming in on a Friday. Okay. First of all, everything I'm about to tell you is not financial advice. Be clear about that. This is not financial advice. Um, just got a message from Wolvie. Very sweet. Cool guy. Wonderful guy. All right, so let's go through what we think we know at this point. Um, something extraordinary. I think something extraordinary happened today, which is that Newsweek apparently came out with an issue that has Al Sudani, the once and future prime minister of Iraq, on the cover of the magazine. It's a digital magazine now for the most part, but talking about how he is going to make Iraq great again. Now, this article was written, apparently, from the excerpts I've seen. It was written before the elections of last Tuesday, which Sudani's party won, and which they are now going to form a new coalition government. That's the way it works in countries with parliaments rather than a presidential congressional system like we have, which I think is constitutional republic like we have. It talks about the interesting thing is that he talks about what he's going to do, how he's going to make Iraq rich, how Iraq is, this great country that deserves to be on the world stage and better, blah, 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 which, I would debate that with you. But the reality is he talks about what he's going to do for Iraq. In order to do that, he's going to need a lot more money than he has right now. He's going to need a currency that's valued far higher than 1310. Now, the interesting thing about this to me is the date of the issue is November the 25th. That is a week from Tuesday. I guess this is when maybe that's when the newsstand version hits or something, but that's the date that's given on the image that I've seen, assuming it's real and then it's not fake, which we don't know for sure, but we're 90% sure this is a real thing. Chowda. The interesting thing about that is that a week from Saturday is November the 22nd. November the 22nd is the date of the assassination of President Kennedy, which is what started the war between the White Hats and the deep state, the cabal. It's dated after that. And to me, that's a possibility of it implying that by the 22nd, something may be done. Because if Sudani is not a significant world leader. You may as well do a cover piece on the president of Sri Lanka. Okay, it makes no fucking sense unless Iraq is going to play a much bigger, more significant role in the world. This is interesting because it correlates with other information that I've received a couple of days ago, which is that what held everything up on Tuesday, when it was supposed to go, when Jen thought it was going to go, when several other people thought it was going to go, was that Sudani has been adding new expenditure items to the budget under the new rate. Now, in other words, Sudani is trying to expand the types of programs they're going to be doing in Iraq once the rate becomes public. That is one of the paperwork things that held it up. What that means is that he does now have the money to work with, which means that there is a new rate that's being traded at behind the scenes. No more behind the scenes bullshit, though. But it also indicates that that's the reason we haven't seen it publicly. Now, until we see it publicly, nothing's changed for us. Nothing's changed for the world. But everything is now lining up in the next week or so. I attempted to contact, not Jen, but some other people about what they thought about the vibe for this weekend coming up. I did not receive anything back yet. If I do, I will add it up later in the Telegram group. I will let you know in the Telegram group. But we're now in this period where things are supposed to go. The other delays that have happened have had to do with aviation, believe it or not, the FAA. There were major delays by the FAA for allowing planes to land in Reno, Miami, and Zurich. The excuse that was used was the government shutdown. So, one of the things I was told is that the government shutdown, part of the reason for that was to delay the activation of the RV, making it more difficult for the private bondholders, the big ones, the whales, the future quadrillionaires and trillionaires, from getting to where they needed to get to do their exchange payout processes. I am now told that that has ended and everything is in place. So, what I'm hearing about why it hasn't gone is because of Sudani continuing to add to the budget, which needs to be then approved. Again, not approved by the Congress or the Parliament, but signed off by everybody and then presented into the Gazette. That is literally all we're waiting for. Remember, last week we heard, earlier this week, there would be a special edition of the Gazette, meaning probably not Saturday. Wolvie's on fire. CIA Tony says it's this weekend. That's what he's hearing now. It's this weekend. Texas Snake has implied it's this weekend. Stay very close to your emails. What I'm telling you is if it's not this weekend, it will be most likely in the next week by the 22nd, because I think for this article to be relevant for Newsweek, which is a public disclosure, then it has to happen before then. Whoever is sending me this, okay, I do have to listen to this. I do have to take this. Interesting. Trump has just Truth Socialed out. But he's going to have Bondi go after Democrats when they're involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, maybe that's something. All right, back to the financial stuff. My bond guy, one of my bond guys came back and said, he was expecting to be paid last Tuesday. He did not get paid on Tuesday. He was told the problem in his case was that XRP and XLM, which are the transmitting medium for all transactions in the new QFS system, because they work so well with the QFS, were also part of the holdup. That they need to be approved for institutional investors. Once that happens, then XRP and XLM take off to the moon. He's expecting to hear more on that today. I will let you know if I get an update in the newsroom on the Mike Bara chat. So basically what we're looking at is airline difficulties because of the government shutdown, which is one of the reasons why the government was shut down by the Democrats. We're looking at Sudani adding new items to the budget because of all the money he's got coming in. We've got Texas Snake saying stay close to your emails this weekend. We got Wolvie on fire. We got CIA Tony saying this weekend. And we also have supposedly the XRP XLM approval for institutional investors to be a serious trigger to this thing. So one other thing that's come up in the chat that I want to address is the so-called Wise app. A lot of you guys are actually using the Wise app. I would never recommend it. You use it exclusively as a means to get foreign currencies. You need to get your hands on the paper. So, and this is not financial advice, but I would get my hands on the paper. What some people are saying is that if you read the Wise app's terms of use, it basically says if you make a massive chunk of money, you can't take that out. And it sounds like it says Wise is going to seize your windfall. So be conscious of that and aware of that. And it says that there is a $40,000 limit on monthly transactions out of your Wise account. Because my solution is, okay, great. I have a Wise. I got a debit card with my Wise account. So if I had $1 million in there and it revalued to $1, I got $1 million in there. Now, it's what they're apparently saying is you can't transfer that to your bank account. But as far as I know, there's no reason why I can't spend that at the rate of $40,000 a month. It does imply that Wise can, I think, seize your funds. I don't know. Because I'm seeing excerpts of the agreement. I haven't read the agreement myself, and I'm not interested in doing that. I'd rather have other people waste their time reading it and tell me about it. I have another source who says that that information is debunked. I don't know that to be the case. What I would advise is caution and do not put all of your eggs in the Wise basket. That is what I am going to do. Actually, I would not advise that. That's what I'm going to do. I only have a couple of $100 worth in there. I've got rupiah, I've got dong. When there are major revaluations to those currencies, I expect to get the value of those revalued currencies back out of Wise. If they don't, then I will sue them. Or I at least expect to get the use of it. Now, if you're all concerned about this, if I was concerned about this, I would simply take that money out of there. I don't know, that's about $250 in there right now. Take it out, go buy some paper currency with it. The RV hasn't happened yet. I can go buy paper currency today. In fact, I may just do that. But I'm not that concerned about it because I've got lots of paper currency. If I did not have lots of paper currency, if I only had what was in the Wise app, I would diversify. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I have done. So don't necessarily freak out about that. Now, the people saying that these rules only apply to customers outside of the US and they do not apply to customers inside of the US, I don't know that to be true either. So proceed with caution, read very carefully, and if you have any questions, go read the terms of use and or call them up on the phone. They have a customer service number right on the back of the debit card. They have a customer service number you can get online, Wise customer service number. Just Google it or Grok it and go in and call them and ask them what happens if this revalues to $1 and suddenly I've got $1 million worth of dong in there. Can I get that money out? How much can I get out at once? Can I spend all that money? Will you take the money? If you try to take the money, I'm going to get you, because that you can't take somebody's money. Wise, you can't. So don't try it. So we have all that stuff sitting out there that I think is kind of important. Now, one other thing popped up that I hope to be able to display for you. Did my source? Yeah. Okay. I want to play a video for you that has circulated around on Twitter. So this is the last thing I have to discuss today. So let's watch this video and listen to it. This is from an account called John F. Kennedy Jr. Commentary. All right, here we go.
Today, I am making it official. Starting January 1st, 2026, the Nizara-Gesara framework goes into full effect. For too long, the American people and the people of the world have been trapped in a broken financial system, controlled by banks and manipulated by the elites. That ends now. I can confirm that redemption centers have received their official notification and have accepted the Nizara-Gesara gold coin. This is no longer speculation. This is law. By signing this order, we are recognizing the coin as the foundation of the new financial era. It is gold-backed, incorruptible, and created for the people. The reset is coming, and nothing can stop it. January 1st, 2026 will be remembered as the day freedom began.
Okay. Now, let's go back over that. That's quite obviously AI. It is not, that is quite obviously an AI video. It's not a real video. I also had people freaking out. Oh, no, nothing's till January 1st. No. He's talking about the gold-backed U.S. currency and the reset in that video. I have heard repeatedly that nope, that's ready to go right now and will go when the RV happens, the gold-backed currency. Also, some people are saying, we'll be saying there's no rainbow currency. It's not going to be that. It's going to be just look like your old currency, but it's going to be backed by gold. And everybody's going to know that it's backed by gold. It's going to be a different story. So we shall see. So you can have an RV, and you can even RV into QFS accounts that are backed by gold and be using them for the next 2 months, assuming this finally happens. And this is really interesting. I just got another tip, but not make any public announcement about the gold-backed currency until January 1st. So don't get these things conflated. He's not talking about the RV there. He's talking about going to Nasara Jasara. And by the way, I agree with Jen and everybody else. I don't think there's ever going to be any specific Nasara announcement. They're just going to subtly do these things bit by bit to make everybody's life better. Now, regarding the dates, that I gave you about the 15th, this weekend, this Saturday, and the 22nd of November, QFS system is scheduled to go into a full operation Saturday the 15th. That's why I think everybody's saying Saturday. It was tested, as I told you, on Monday. It was tested, or Wednesday. It was tested, and it worked perfectly. So it's going to be officially brought online then. And the old SWIFT system expires the following Saturday, November 22nd, the anniversary of President Kennedy's murder. That would be ironic and not too subtle, but that's the plan right now, is to shut down the old system on the 22nd. So that's why those two dates would apparently be important. So that's a distinct possibility there. Now, back to the video. It doesn't matter if it's AI. It is. It doesn't matter if anything in it is true. It might be, it might not. Here's what's going to matter and what's important. Remember the medbed video, Donald Trump medbed video. Also AI. Who reposted it on Truth? President Trump did. Caused a little bit of a stir, but the news organizations, they didn't want to touch that, because it would give validity to the medbeds, which we all know are real. The key thing to watch here is not the content of the video, not the issue of whether it's AI or not. The issue to watch is whether President Trump retruths it or mentions it or is asked about it at a press event, because if he is asked about it at a press event and then responds to the video, no matter what he says about it, oh, it's not true at all. No matter what he says, that was set up. That question was set up to be asked of him, to get it out there that this is what is happening. So that's the key thing to keep your mind in about this video. Not the content, not the context, not whether it's AI or not. It's whether Trump acknowledges it in even the slightest way. If he does, it's real. Just like the medbed video was real. Okay, let's go through some comments and questions. I wish there was a super chat. On the YouTube side. You're welcome, Deborah. Glad to be here. By the way, another thing that was really fun on the Mike Bara chat on Telegram, I posted my favorite picture of myself from about 10 years ago and asked everybody to post their favorite picture of themselves. And it was great to see all of you guys in there. Like, they're still coming, but it was just absolutely great to put faces to names. Thank you for the update. You're welcome. Happy Friday, Megan Angus. Yeah, happy Friday to you too. You didn't miss anything, Jen. I think I was talking after you posted this. Yeah, I got hungover today. I had a really good time last night, but I got a flood of stuff that I decided I should talk about before the weekend came, so I can look really smart if the RV happens. Yeah, I feel like my head's on a constant swivel. Try being me. Miss Fluffy Muffy is sleeping in the laundry basket, where she usually is at this time of day. So, you're probably all wondering why I called you. We're waiting for the last piece of the puzzle on November 22nd. ISO 2022. That's the date. After that date, it will go. Okay, so that's another thing to add to the 22nd. Saturday the 22nd. Take your negativity and just shove it up your ass. Or not. We will not always be waiting for the last thing. Sooner or later, it is going to happen. Sorry, I did bring you some good news, or at least the best news that I have. Anyone see that Gorn match on pay-per-view last week? Tore that mother up. No, you mean like that Gorn lizard fight? Yeah, I'm on roids. In fact, my ear has not cleared up. I'm going to go back to the doctor after this and say, I'm out of roids, and it's not cleared up yet. Mike, where are you? You owe me child support. Your child is hungry. Isn't that your wife, King's Hacienda? Isn't that your wife? Sorry, your wife and I have to make a baby for me to owe you child support, and that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, lol. Watched the podcast with Holly. I don't really know who Holly is ever. I do not have the 800 numbers. I do not believe I'll be one of the people to get them, but you never know. I'm considered a less important informer podcaster. But I am definitely the smartest one. Hey, how you doing? Opium incoming? Just the truth that I'm hearing, pal. If you don't want to feel hopeful, then don't listen to me. When will this nightmare end? I hope Saturday, but I don't know for sure. Question, Mike, are we supposed to close? We're supposed to close on my dad's house next week. If we RV before then, do you think we will still close? Yeah, because I don't think the major changes to the financial situation, the financial functions are going to happen right away. This is not financial advice, but I would say, yeah, it'll probably go on. I would just go through with it and then just pay it off, after you got money in the bank. I don't know. It sure would be nice, though, if it did happen this weekend and we got exchanged, because the Formula One race is in town next weekend. And I would really like to go to that. And also this new movie, Age of Disclosure, is going to be premiering on Friday the 21st. And I think there's going to be a local screening in a theater here. My friend Marisol Rezanoff is going to put it on. I'll be there. But look, I've already seen the preview. Not the preview, but I've seen the, feature. I already know there's 3, 4, 5 things in it that they've got completely wrong. So everybody thinks this is going to be some sort of groundbreaking thing. I'm sorry, I can't let the truth go by. I will be posting a video review of it after I see it, assuming I see it on Friday and assuming I'm not at the Formula One race on Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday. But I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is that many of the things they're going to put in this video have been debunked by me in several cases. I'm the one who debunked them. So I think, again, we've got more irresponsible dickbags. Well, okay. James Fox, who created this movie, has good intentions. He's just not very bright. I mean, I've hung around with the guy. He's just not very sharp. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of mistakes in this video. And I hope it doesn't drag anybody's career down, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's stuff in there that's bullshit and been debunked. I'm going to come out and tell you that. So, fair warning, UFO community. I'd like to get Gino. Where's Gino from the Y-Files to come hang out at me at the screening? But I haven't heard from Gino. I'll text him. Okay, your internet's been going out. Any thoughts on Mr. C? Mark, who I dearly love and support and believe in, thinks he's a big deal. I do not, but Mark does. So I will defer to Mark on that. Hi, Mike and Jen. Well, Jen's not here. Sister Francis Miller. Oh, I'm sorry. Jen's not here to do questions today. So it's just me. Benjamin Fulford is saying the Rothschilds have inserted a fake Trump, and he's the one we see running things. Fulford said the real Trump hasn't been seen since June. Yeah. Thing about Ben Fulford is he's batshit crazy, but every so often, maybe 15% of what he says is true. You just got to figure out which 15% it is. I love Fulford, but Susan Gratz, I'm listening while I'm waiting. Well, hi, Susan. You got what I was going to tell you just now on the news for the most part. Those are all the things I'm hearing, and I'm just wondering if those dates resonate with you. She's at the doctor getting a checkup on her recovery from back surgery. Hopefully, sweetie, you are doing much, much better. Please let us RV before Monday going on vacation. That would be great. It'd be a good vacation. Look, even if the Wise thing turned out to be true, and I could only spend $40,000 a month out of my Wise account, a $40,000 vacation, I could make that work. Do you have a backwall date for the RV to go to Tier 4B? I told you, I think on Monday or Wednesday that, everybody was telling me the 15th. That's Saturday. And then now we have the following Saturday. There's another big thing, the 22nd. So I don't know. Sudani goes shopping. Yeah. Um, 21st. Okay. I don't know. Somebody else came in and said, what you're saying about the Wise app is not correct. I'm like, great. Then what is correct? People just want to attack you because you got something wrong or they think you did. Usually I didn't, but okay, great. What's the issue? No M or B questions, Ron. What does that mean? Swift system shuts down permanently November 22nd. Clarity Act. Okay, so that's apparently somewhat verified. So ideally this weekend is what they're saying for emails. I guess, I hope. I mean, I'm mostly hearing that, but there's a lot of stuff going on in there. You can get 2 million of VND on Wise for less than $100 worth of risk, as long as you're aware that there's a possibility they might not let you have it. Joe, the rocket scientist, Joe Evans, love you, buddy. How are you? Speaking of people who are going to have a lot after this is all over. Another guy who's used the X39, X49 patches to incredible effect, very positive effect for Joe. If you don't believe in these things, connect with Joe on Telegram or on his social media. He's on Instagram. He'll tell you. He's the one who talked me into it, and now I'm like, oh my God, I feel so good. They've affected things so well. For less than $100. Joe says, with the Wise account, it adds to my investment diversification. That's the way I look at it. And, and like I said, if they try to screw me out of the money that I get, I'll sue them. Wise does not have paper currency. It's all digital bullshit entries in a ledger. Okay, John, that's your opinion. I'm not giving financial advice. I don't have hardly anything in there. So would the Wise rate be a front screen rate and not the RV rate? Yes, it will be. No, it will be the RV rate, but it will be the Forex RV rate, which in the case of the dinar is $5.96. And in the case of the dong is $2.12. So looks AI, that's what I said. 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 AI, what I say. Sorry, I don't think my hecklefish says what did I say. What I say. Let's find out.
Lizard people! Lizard people!
Okay.
Would you kindly fetch my tinfoil hat?
Yeah.
Fear the crab cat. Fear the crab cat. Please say aliens. Please say aliens. Please say aliens. Oh, don't be a sheep. What I say.
Ah, there it is. What I say. What I say. All right. Thank you, hecklefish. I have paper currency, but I got Wise account as an excuse for retirement. And even and again, like Joe said, it just diversifies, but I wouldn't put a lot in there, especially with these questions. AI, 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 yeah. You guys act like you're telling me something. Okay, it's like, all right. What happens to people like me who have no job and no income when all this happens? Because it seems to me like nothing real is going to happen for people like me. Zero money in my account. I can't help. I don't know. All I know is that there are so many wonderful people in this movement that when this happens, you're going to have a lot of help. And there also are rumors that I do not know these to be true. The rumors have been out there of Jasara programs that will help people who are down and out. That's why it needs to all happen fast. Again, you heard the video was fake. You would have heard that from me. Bruce, every show, the new money is in the vaults. True or false? I've been told that is true and has been true for some months now. I did just share some of that information. We've all been told it's in there. Oh yeah, it'll be a news reporter that will be put up to it. Mr. President, another apparently AI generated video came out with you talking about something called Nasara and Jasara. Would you care to comment on that? That's a setup if that happens. And he'll say, well, yeah, I don't know where these things come from. It's not true, but I thought it was very interesting. Or something like he'll say something like that. But that is your validation that it's real. Penny for your thoughts. Don't hold back. I forgot to post the link to my live. It's in the Telegram room. Did I get a dog sitter? Yes. Daniela, a very nice young lady, has come over. She's coming over later today to pick up her keys and going to take Barkley for his first walk, just a test walk. And she's going to be in here twice on Saturday, 3 times on Sunday, and once on Monday morning. And then Dave and I should be back Monday afternoon. There's supposed to be some heavy rain and possible even snow at the high altitude over the mountain pass. Jim Mitchell and Jigba is very worried about me and Dave getting back on Monday, but I think we're going to be okay. So, headed to Cali Sunday. If I take a small amount of dong with me and the RV happens, can I exchange in some Cali and then exchange the rest? I don't know if they're going to say you can only exchange once. I don't know, but I don't see any problem with that as it stands now. From what I've been told, I don't see a problem. Christine DeFrancisco for $9.99. Thank you, Christine. What are your thoughts on these $2,000 payments and the income restrictions? I believe that it's designed to go to the middle, mostly the middle class and below, and it's a political move. You could say cynical, but it's a political move to show you that there are benefits from tariffs and from Doge. And Trump has done an ineffective job of communicating that. You can say, we got all this money coming in, but if people are hurting, they don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if the government has more money. Fuck the government. I don't even want the fucking government to exist. So what good does that do me? Now, money in my pocket makes a difference. $2,000 isn't enough. Should be doing $5,000. And it ultimately doesn't matter because we can just print as much of this money as we need to. It's not like it's coming out of anywhere. So if I were him, I would have gone much bigger. I would have gone with 5,000. And I would have just said, hey, you know what? We're going to do this every month now. Maybe they are. Maybe they're going to do 2,000 every month. But here's two things to consider about it. One, it could mean that the RV is not coming as soon as we want. Therefore, this is an interim stopgap method to give people some relief. If, for instance, I didn't just get a one-time $2,000 payment, but I got a $2,000 payment every month, I would be using that to pay down debt. Absolutely be using that. So, and I'd be very grateful and appreciative of that, and would probably vote Republican. But I'm not probably going to do that unless this thing happens. So this could be a stopgap method. It could also be a feint, just simply a means to keep people convinced that the old political system is still going strong when in fact it's dying and is about to collapse because it's rotted underneath. So we shall see. We shall see. Mike, a new phone. Did I say anything about kids? I owe you child support. I owe you child support. If that's your wife, pal, send her over. I'll make you some child support. It just means you have a very pretty wife. What happened to Vietnam pushing Iraq to go? Or they would be what? I don't know. That evaporated. Maybe Iraq finally agreed to things, but it's like, if we're going to do that, let's just get it done. Yeah, when we're in Mankinis, it's over. Kim Marie, M or B. M. Hi, M. How about how will you hear about the 800 number? The various gurus will put it out, and Dino recaps and Bruce's Big Call Universe will be putting the 800 numbers out. And I probably will, if I do get them, I will do a show and make a banner with the number and just come on and say, okay, this is the number you call, make your appointment, but only after I have called and I've made my appointment. Gary Moore here. After our MedBed treatments, what type of identification do you think we'll have? Do you think we will have to get a new one since we will look way younger? Yes, I believe that will be it. And you don't know, they may process that right then and there. That may be part of the process. Although last time Carrie talked about MedBeds, she said they just want you in and out. So they, but it would seem to me like the logical thing to do would be before you left, after you recovered, which could be the next day in some cases, they would take a new photo ID picture and send it to the appropriate authorities. That would be a smart thing to do. But yeah, you're going to need that because you're not going to look like your picture anymore. Did you see the article of Sidani saying he will bring 50 billionaires to Washington, D.C. next month? Google's AI says Iraq only have 36 billionaires. Not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, if we can only spend $40K a month on a Wise account, I'll just give the card to my girlfriend. Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'll just have Marina come over and say, here, just $40,000 a month. Go at it. Jen does feel Friday is strong. She's gotten Friday, so today is Friday. Can I share what I got in the text? Well, I kind of did. Oh, that's your A2Z Angela. You're the you were on Movie's Call, right? You're the other girl that's come up. Nice to meet you. We haven't really met, but mainly it was what I said, that the QFS is supposed to start Saturday the 15th, tomorrow, and the SWIFT system expires November the 22nd. So, by the way, if you want to repeat anything I say, you go right ahead. Just please mention me and Jen, or me and Jen, or me or Jen. Take a lemon, some cayenne pepper, and a tablespoon of organic honey. Okay, I might do that. All right, there's actually a over by the Starbucks and the Einstein Brothers Bagels, which I frequent. There's a IV place. I may just go in there and see how much they want for a hangover IV. it's $100, I'll probably go for it. Vietnam should go since Iraq failed to pull the trigger. How come that hasn't happened? It was scheduled to. I think it was scheduled to be Tuesday, but you don't know. Really stop hopping around the dates. Carrie is not happy. I don't blame her. She doesn't like looking stupid or feeling like a fool. And me, I don't give a shit. You can say anything you want about me. You can rip me. And occasionally I'm wrong. Oh, I can't remember. I've actually been wrong. But occasionally I'm sure I've been wrong. I actually, to tell you the truth, I haven't been wrong since my divorce. So I don't care. Because I know in the end, I know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to be right. I know I'm going to be vindicated. So I'll take the bullets. Nobody else has to. If you buy 2 million dong and it goes for $4, then that 8 million will end up taking 200 months or 16.6 years to spend out of the accounts. Perfect. Here you go, wife. Here you go, girlfriend. Just take this debit card and spend it. I have no idea. Let's all just keep saying it's already happened. Yeah, that whole thing. Kathy Mayhall, thank you for the show today. I always feel better ending the week with a Friday update. Yeah, I should try to do it more often, but some weekends I'm really burned out, so 25th would be fine. Yeah, apple cider vinegar for my ear. Thank you. I'm not putting apple cider vinegar in my ear. Who will the email notification come from? We just talked about that. The various gurus who are going to be given the 800 numbers, and people like Dinar Recaps and Frank and Bruce sign up for their emails. Do they need to go first for any reason? No, I think there's just stopgap, and to get people used to the idea of a Doge dividend, a tariff dividend. Because I do think Trump's had a bad week politically in the conventional politics of the world and has to make himself look better somehow. So how about giving people a tangible return on all these cuts and these tariffs? People are not going to complain about tariffs. The Supreme Court wants to strike tariffs down. The smartest thing Trump could do is said, I'm going to give you $5,000 a month to everybody. Retirees are going to get $5,000 a month forever. I'm going to give everybody else $5,000 a month until it reaches $100,000 or $2,000 a month. Maybe that's what he'll do when he announces it. And those are NESARA, GESARA payouts. But people will think they're coming from the tariffs and the Doge cuts. And he can say, see, there is a benefit to this. And then the Supreme Court will have a really hard time ruling against him because there'll be riots. What do you think about the platform investing showing the rate of the VND used to be at 38 cents for months now? Can they be sued for misinforming? I have no idea. I don't know what the legal ramifications of that are. But it is interesting that rate's there. Ultimate backwall date is 4th of July. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't see any reason why it can, should, or has to wait another day, much less another 6 months. Okay. What if Trump's team was told to make that video? Yeah, well, what if they were? Couples get 4,000. Well, I'm not a couple. Ginger for $10. Thank you, Ginger. Thanks. Always nice to come in and get a little love. Am I going to make a last minute currency purchase? Would you buy dong? I was told Zim, dong, dinar, Zim, actually all three. But I have been told by somebody who isn't stopped talking to me because maybe I'm so too dangerous to talk to. I did not reveal his information appropriately, but I was told by somebody who is in a position to know that, he thinks these stories of other currencies are fanciful, but he assured me that the dinar, the dong, and the Zim have every requirement for substantial revaluation, the type that have happened before, like the Kuwaiti dinar revaluation in the 1990s. So those three, he told me are going. So, we've met. I used to rile you guys up on Whiskey and Wisdom. Well, that's not exactly meeting, but I give you credit, all the credit. Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure. A to Z, Angela. I don't know. I don't know. I had a discussion about you this morning, and one of my contacts says she knows something. She knows some people. So good for you. Maybe the guy who won't talk to me anymore started talking to you because you're cuter than me or something. I don't know. I have friends who are living on about $2,000 a month, and they would be happy with $5,000 a month each, I bet. And I'm not saying it's going to be a month. They're talking about it as a one-time Doge dividend, but I think, but it would open the door. Trump could go, well, the response is so positive. I've decided now we're just going to do this every month till everybody gets $100,000. For what would that take? A couple of years? People would appreciate that, and they would know about it, and they would be 100% behind Donald Trump. Hope Agro go with what Mark said. Yeah, me too. Me too. Remember what Jen told you on Wednesday is that now there's a lot more people who are going to be B's than M's because of the agros and because of the boulevard. So don't forget she said that. I think that may turn out to be true. If he pays down the national debt, that's less taxes debt we would have to be responsible for. Then maybe we will start. Yeah, that would mean massive tax cuts, which could be the beginning of the end of the income tax. But let's be clear, okay? All you need to pay off the national debt is 1.9999 perfect, pure silver or gold coin minted out of the U.S. Mint in the denomination of $34 trillion or whatever the national debt is. You take that coin, you walk it over to the Federal Reserve window in Washington, D.C., and then you say, here, debt is paid because this is real money and that's fake paper currency money. I think that's what they could do privately behind the scenes and then just make the Federal Reserve walk away. But I don't think they will do that in public because then that would reveal the scam, the fiat currency system. They don't seem to be prepared to do that yet. So, hey, we don't say the same stuff over and over again. I don't say what he says, and I don't say the same thing every week. I say what I get. And if you don't like it, you can always not watch. So not watching is an option. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Enjoy your weekend. I have a phone call I have to take. I'm heading to LA to watch the Seahawks beat the Rams. Gonna have a great time. If you're in the beach area, South Beach area there, Redondo, Hermosa Beach, Palos Verdes, El Segundo, come on down, Redondo Beach Brewery, Redondo Beach Brewing Company at 7 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be there with some friends. Dave Bara will be there, and we're going to drink a few brews and have the best bar food on the fucking planet. That place, Redondo Beach Brew Company. When I get rich, I'm buying that place. I'm going to whatever you want. I'm buying this place, and I'm keeping the chef, and I'm doubling his salary, and I'm eating there all the time. It's the best bar food you will ever have. Highly recommend the Vaccaro steak, the sugar-crusted salmon. The burger is incredible. The wings are awesome. Just everything is fantastic there. All right. I'll be there Saturday, going to the game on Sunday, back on Monday. Oh, Jen and I will be on late on Monday. If there's not an RV, if we're having a regularly scheduled show, it will be in the evening, I think about 5 p.m. on Monday. So note that, 5 p.m. Monday for Real News Live with Mike and Jen, because I'll be traveling back from LA Monday morning and afternoon. You guys have a great weekend. Go Hawks, and just be positive, be hopeful. I think we're really getting down to it, and I'll be surprised if, especially after the 22nd, we're still talking about this. Have a good one. Bye.